that they said was like almost the size of a football. And they tested this tumor, and it tested positive for hemangiosarcoma, which is like a cancer of like the veins, basically. It goes through the veins and just ends up on all of their organs. So for any dog, no matter the age, no matter what the treatment, so there's no cure at this time. No matter what the treatment, they say 93% of dogs pass within a year. You know, if you end up, most of the time people find out about it once the tumor bursts, because it's hard to diagnose. It doesn't come up in any kind of blood tests, I guess. You have to just have randomly decided to get an ultrasound on your dog to see if there's a mass on its spleen. So anyways, by the time that, you know, his spleen tumor burst, he already had another tumor on his liver. So there was really just nothing to do at that point in terms of treatment. You know, there's nothing to do. They did surgery to remove his spleen, and that did him well for a while, but they said they couldn't do surgery on the liver. It was too risky. We could have put him through chemo, but that could have been too hard for him. We don't know. He had about a month and a half of really good days after his surgery, which was just a blessing. You know, we were on borrowed time. Sorry, getting a little emotional. we were on borrowed time, so it was great that we got to have, you know, the times that we did have in the middle there. But you know, in the end, it was horrible. You know, watching him fade. He lost like 15 pounds. Which, you know, is a lot for just a 70-pound golden retriever. It's crazy. He lost like 15 pounds. You know, he couldn't eat most days. What was happening is that the tumors, they slowly will rupture, and then also like they like rupture and close. So I guess like the rupture closes up enough for then the body to reabsorb the blood that ends up bleeding inside him from the tumor. So he was having internal bleeding from the tumors, which would then make him, you know, unable to eat, really lethargic, you know, just really, really weak and having bad times. So all that we really had was like medications to help manage that. So we, you know, had medications to help manage the bleeding. But yeah, after a while, he just couldn't really recover anymore. And, you know, we decided that the suffering was just too much. As long as he was able to have good days, you know, we were gonna let him fight, because he's only 7 years old. He was so young. He was such a fighter. But at the same time, we didn't want to let it get to the point to